It's so funny how we plan our lives and then the universe is literally just looking at us like, oh, really? That's your plan? So I really appreciate the universe. Like, I appreciate the universe so much because what we think we want for ourselves, child, the universe has much more in store for us. We see a cupcake for ourselves, we're like, oh, that cupcake look good. I want that cupcake. Meanwhile, the universe has a whole cake with candles and sprinkles waiting for us. So it's just so insane and beautiful that if you allow yourself to allow the universe to guide you, you will end up where you couldn't even fathom. And I'm pretty sure you'll be really glad that you did. So I like to make a joke sometimes, and I like say that I'm like a hippie, and it's a joke, but basically what I mean when I say that is that a few years ago I was going to school for fashion design, right? I was planning my life to be a fashion designer, and I was gonna live in New York City, and I was going to have my own collection, and it was gonna be on the New York, it was gonna be it was gonna be a collection, and I was just gonna make all these connections in the fashion industry and get my pieces walking down the New York Fashion Week runways. And I was going to be in the magazines, my stuff, not me. And I mean, it was beautiful. And I still love fashion. And it's kind of changed now. My love for fashion is still there, but my perspective in life is like completely different now. And to circle back around to why I call myself a hippie now is because one is, and this was the first thing that made me start this hippie like lifestyle. And it's so funny because it's not even like the word hippie sounds so bad, but when I say the word hippie, I'm just like, yes, I'm a hippie, like freedom. And the way that I noticed it started when I think back is when I was going to school for fashion, and even through high school, right, before I even went to college for fashion, I used to wake up 2 hours before I needed to leave out the door, because I needed to put on a full face of makeup. I'm talking primer, concealer, foundation, powder, contour, highlight, eyelashes, everything, right? I used to put on such a heavy load of makeup on my face every single day, no matter where I was going. I'm talking, I would have to wear a full face of makeup to Walmart. Honey, Walmart, of all places, of all the freaking crazy looks you see at Walmart, I had to walk in there like I was, America's Next Top Model. And it was just really time consuming, and it was not good for my confidence at all, because when I would look in the mirror without makeup, I did not feel pretty. Not even a little bit. I remember sometimes I would literally stare in the mirror without makeup on, and I would just feel so ugly. I used to feel so damn ugly. And I would look at every little thing on my face, my nose, my pores, my everything, and I would just I was not in love with the way I looked at all. And now that I've transitioned into this stage of life, and some might call it maturity, I call it self-awakening, spiritual awakening. But now I don't even wear makeup. And this lipstick right here that I'm wearing, and these filled in brows, that's literally my go-to makeup routine that I wear everywhere. It doesn't take any time, costs very little, and before I even apply the lipstick or the eyebrow pencil, I feel beautiful without it. Starting off with a clean slate, I'm looking at myself like, she cute. And I mean it. And it's crazy because I look back at old videos and pictures of myself that my boyfriend would take of me, and I used to not have makeup. You know, when you're just chilling in the house, you wouldn't wear makeup. I wouldn't wear makeup. And I'm looking back at those pictures like, oh my God, she is so pretty. And it could make me cry right now because I'm like, yo, she's so pretty and she doesn't even know it. But anyways, that was the first thing that I realized, was that I didn't need makeup. Another thing that is interesting is that I've always been a foodie, right? I've always loved to cook and I've always loved eating, always. But now I'm really getting affected poorly by certain foods. So I think this happens to everybody, right? You get older and you can no longer eat a whole entire pizza because then you'll throw up or your stomach's gonna hurt until 3 a.m. And you know, now that I'm getting like, you know, older, or I'm aging, I think that sounds better, I'm aging, my body can no longer tolerate certain foods that I used to like. And so now I'm really trying to learn more about food health, food medicine, and I'm slowly starting to like not eat certain foods anymore, and I'm trying to incorporate new foods. So honestly, I think that's also another reason why I'm just so proud to be a hippie, is because hippies care about their bodies. Damn it, we care about our bodies. And you know, people of color, you know, we weren't raised with access to certain foods, or you know, certain recipes or meals or cuisines were passed down to us not knowing that it's causing heart disease, diabetes, and high cholesterol. So it's something that we have to unlearn. But I also think it's something that people are not brave enough to dive into, because I remember feeling some type of way about certain people that only ate, you know, this type of diet, or I only eat this. And I used to think like, oh, do they think they're better? Or, you know, like this was my immature mindset during like my high school phase. Just like kind of looking at people that restricted themselves from the comfort foods that I loved. And now I have such a different perspective, because I'm like, wow, like how can you do that? How can you be so disciplined? And obviously I have my cheat days, right? Sometimes too many days a week. But it's a learning process, and it's an unlearning process as well. So that's just something else that I'm trying to learn about. I'm trying to learn about my soul and what my soul has planned for me. And I am learning about how to treat this vessel as good as I possibly can, so that my soul can live out its days doing what it loves, what I love. And yeah. Oh, this was big. This next thing was huge. So my whole life I've had long hair, and it's always almost touched my butt, and I've always been so proud of it. Like, yes, my hair, it touches my booty. And it was about, I think 2 years ago. I'm not gonna count because I'm too hot right now to do some math in this car. But I think it was 2 years ago. I went from butt length hair, curly, beautiful hair, to a pixie cut. I cut all my hair off. I did it when I moved to Pennsylvania with my boyfriend during COVID. And it just felt right. I was like, you know what? It's time. And I had brought it up to my boyfriend. I was like, I feel like I want to cut my hair off. Like, I want to cut it all off. And he was like super supportive, but he did give me this piece of advice that I'm so grateful for, which he said, okay, you can do it. Go ahead. Like, do it. But perhaps wait 1 year. And if in 1 year you still want to do it, then do it and book that appointment the day of the 1 year has passed. And the reason that he told me to wait 1 year was because when I first brought it up to him, I was like, I feel like I want to do this, but I'm not really sure, and I wasn't ready. But it wasn't until that year passed that I was so ready. I was like literally like at the edge of my seat, like, I'm ready, I'm so excited. And so I booked that appointment. And I remember the hairstylist, he was like, honey, you sure you want to do this? And I was like, do it. And he cut it off. And when I tell you my heart was racing, I thought I was going to throw up. And he didn't let me see myself in the mirror until he was done. And once he turned me around and I looked at myself in the mirror, I'm surprised I didn't cry, because I'm about to cry right now, but I literally, like, my jaw dropped, and he was like, oh my God, you are so beautiful. And I literally was like, on the inside. But I was in such a shock that I like couldn't even speak at that moment. And that was like a crazy ass decision that I'm so happy I made, because now my hair, is starting to grow back and it's healthy again. It's coming in shiny and healthy, and I'm happy about it. And if I ever want to cut it off again, I know that I will look good. The last reason that I think I'm really happy to say that I'm a hippie and acknowledge that I am a hippie is the fact that I have more peace in nature than I do in any four-wall building. If anything, I get anxious when I'm in the house for too long. And it's not because I want to go out and hang out and go to a restaurant or go to a bar. It's not that. It's that I need to breathe fresh air. I need to hear birds. I need to see the sky. And I need to feel grass under my feet. There's just something so calm about that, and calming about that. It's become my favorite way to pass time, is by going outside in nature. And I'm so fortunate that I have the opportunity to do that again. And I don't know. And also, when I'm in nature, I can hear the spirit of my soul. I can hear the spirit of nature better. I can feel the universe and all the love that it has for me much clearer. And it's quite beautiful, honestly. And stepping out into nature can literally take my mood from bitchy all the way to like high on life. It's almost like nature is a medicine. I know people say that, but it's true. It's not no cliche. It's a fact. I'm not gonna get into it, but I was gonna say that, when you walk on the earth with your bare feet, you get electric, ions. Anyways, that's for another conversation. But yes, I definitely noticed that my peace is found in nature, and the mundane things of like society that I used to be okay with, I'm slowly starting to not be okay with. For example, being indoors too long drives me nuts now. Small talk drives me nuts now. I really want deeper connections and deeper conversations and more meaningful moments with everybody that I come across, because I'm starting to realize that our energy is so precious. It's not something that we should just give out freely at all. It's something that we have to be very conservative with. And if you can be generous with it, that's beautiful. But I'm starting to notice that you can't be overly generous with it because, one, people take advantage, right? And with every high vibrational being, there's always going to be leeches, low vibrational people that get attracted to them. And no offense, but there's people like that in my family. And I've had to cut off friendships that have been like that, because it's like when somebody sees your light in the darkness, obviously it attracts them. They want to come to you like a moth in the night, right? But sometimes you gotta take that fly swatter and get them. I lost my train of thought. But yes, it's getting hot in this car again. I'm really starting to enjoy these car videos because, I don't know, there's just something so nice about being in the car. It makes me want to talk. I mean, I like to talk, but the car makes me want to chat. And I'm looking at this, I'm sitting at this park and I'm overlooking this beautiful lake that I've been coming to for a while. And it just brings me so much joy to just look at it. And yeah, there's a breeze, but it's not enough to cool me down. So I'm going to chat with you guys later. Thank you so much for tuning back in. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you guys don't miss any new videos, because I love making them and I would love for you to join me again for another one. And what else? Oh yeah, be sure to follow me on my social. I'm on Instagram at Tatiana X Sonjalia. You guys can find me there. I'm always posting my story about what I'm doing, and you're gonna see my cat Cosmo, you're gonna see my breakfast, you're gonna see my backyard. It's just a way to reach me when I'm not posting, or you haven't seen me on here. But yes, guys, I love you guys so much, and I'm so grateful that you guys came back for another video. I'm out, and may you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.